Yeah. All right. So we got the fearless leader of the help desk just wrapped up her interview. Awesome interview with her. I come from the help desk, and so I have a great appreciation for the work that you all do. But if I can just have you guys introduce yourself to the Northside family.
Okay, my name is Andreas Ilred, and I started with the NISD family roughly 2 years ago at the help desk.
Yeah, I'll go next. My name is Ricardo De Hoyos. I'd say I've been at help desk for about 1.5 years. I'm going on 2.
Well, welcome. And like I said, we appreciate everything you all do, rolling out a brand new system. We'll talk about that in a second. So you all being new, learning the ins and outs of technology, and then learning a new ticketing system, which is the bread and butter of the work that you all do, is really commendable. And so we appreciate everything that you all do. Just take us through a typical day for you at the help desk, from the time you arrive to, the time you leave. What does that look like?
Okay. I can go first. So normally it kind of depends on what day it is because we have a rotating system of processing and being actually on call.
Okay.
If you're actually on call, honestly, 95% of the time you're just online taking phone calls. Also depends what time of year it is. Sometimes it's super busy.
Right.
Beginning of the school year, super busy, but sometimes there's a lull and you're waiting for calls or doing stuff in the background. That's normally what it is. Or once you're done taking calls, you actually have to follow up with some employees that had issues, call them up, be like, hey, is it still working? Are we good? Be like, yeah, okay. I'm like, okay, then we close the ticket, right?
Gotcha.
If you're on processing, your whole thing, you're not on the phones. You're in the background, something goes down, the network's down. Oh my God.
Right.
They're the ones that are doing the smogging or, we get tickets in our bucket as well that we have to go through. They go through all that. So we kind of have a system so that it's not crazy. Everyone has to do it. We get a little break from the phone.
Right.
So we kind of take turns on that. And it's on a rotating schedule.
Yeah. What do you like best, the processing days or the phone days?
It depends what time of year it is, right?
That is true, right? Yeah. Because if you're if it's like you said, coming back from summer break, a lot of people forget their passwords. I don't know if that's still a thing, but that was the thing, right? Yeah. And you can almost predict your call volumes, throughout the year. Every day is different. You might have a day where you're like, this is going to be a good day. And then just everything hits the fan and you all are working nonstop around the clock and it's things you didn't have to deal with yesterday, right? Yeah. But those types of things, I know that after a storm, some schools are going to go down, right?
Yep.
And we're going to get those types of calls. And so, it's fun when it becomes predictable. It's challenging when those calls come in and you're like, man, I thought this was going to be an easy one. Yeah. Are there any calls like that you've had recently? You're like, man, I thought this was going to be a quick one. And here I am an hour later.
Oh man. It depends. I'll answer when I'll let Andres get in. A lot of times the ones that are like that, where you're like, oh, this is going to be easy, right?
Right.
Subs.
Yes.
They're great and we love them.
Oh yeah.
A lot of times it's authenticator calls, which you think would be kind of easy, right? But it kind of gets dragged out depending on the person or where they're at. Sometimes they use personal devices. So we recommend that they use district devices. So if all else fails, we can remote in and kind of guide them.
Yeah.
But those are the ones that, at least recently for me, they kind of authenticator? Okay, this should be in and out.
Yeah.
Sometimes they get kind of dragged to 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But those are recents for me.
Like Ricardo said, we love our subs. And they do have knowledge from before high tech.
Yes.
So we kind of have to walk them through the tech part of the daily life.
Yeah.
And that takes time.
Right.
It is not looked down on.
Yeah.
We appreciate them. We love them. But it's kind of
Yeah, we're saying that with the understanding that, everybody is on their own path with technology, right? And a lot of times subs, they are the folks that have retired already from teaching, but have missed it or coming back for their own personal reasons, or, they're just here to help because they've heard about the shortages. But they're having to deal with this technology thing. They never had to deal with it before because when their time, before they retired, technology wasn't like this, where it's every day in all parts of our lives. We're not the only ones who do two-factor authentication, right? It's banks, it's everybody that wants to be secure, that wants to take care of data and information. And a lot of times that education is not there for our subs because they have been out of the loop and then they're coming back and they're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that has to do with like some training we get too. Like Marina trains us to deal with these situations
Good.
or how to like, I guess, break down general knowledge that we kind of take for granted. Some people don't really know.
Yeah.
And you always got to remember that and go into it and be like, okay, well, let's kind of break it down and go step by step.
Yeah.
Some people are really good and they're really fast and we have to adapt to that.
Yes.
Some people, you know, they don't know a whole lot.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to adapt to that and be like, okay, well, that's fine. Let's, you know, break it down. Let's do this first. Okay, cool. We're done with that.
Yeah.
Next step.
Right.
You know, it depends. So you can't really tell. Sometimes you get a call and they're like, oh yeah, got it. And they're done.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. And
You just walk them through the issue.
right.
So
Yeah.
it's like,
It's kind of a lesson in human nature too, right?
Mhm.
That you all are getting because you're reading people, even just through the phones. You all are reading people based on their voice, based on their responses.
Right.
Oh, they're getting upset with me because I'm going too slow with them. Let me speed it up because they get it.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm going too fast with them, you know? And so that's part of great customer service. And that's awesome that Marina is really, you know, helping you all and walking you all through this and walking through this journey together with you all is that it's not a cookie cutter system, right?
Right.
We're all humans and we're all going through our own thing,
Yeah.
you know, whether it's frustrations with the kiddos we're dealing with or frustrations at home or whatever it may be. I got you on the phone and I'm upset,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm frustrated. And not everybody's going to say, well, I'm not frustrated with you, you know, but they're going to be frustrated with you. And it's important to not take those things personal, you know, and still maintain that, hey, I gotta make this person's day better.
Right. That's our whole job is to, well, ultimately is to serve them. Right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we kind of do our best to walk people through that. And it's very customizable. You know,
Yeah.
it's not always going to be the same. That's why, like you said before, every day is different.
Yeah.
So yeah, we take it day by day.
Right. Yeah, and I think that prevents the monotony of getting bored too. You know,
Yeah.
every day is a new challenge. Speaking of technology changing, right? We have a new ticketing system, which I mentioned, Easy Vista. What are y'all's thoughts on Easy Vista so far, and what are you all hearing from the outside world?
I mean, Easy Vista is awesome. It has little
Sure.
bumps and edges,
Right.
But with all new systems, those edges and bumps will get worked out. And from the start, it's easy. It's pretty much self-explanatory.
Right.
So it's easier for us. It's easier for the teachers out on the campuses.
Yeah. What's one of the major things that it's made your job easier with?
I'll say one that I noticed pretty immediately is just something as simple as the search feature
Yeah.
on there. Because you can go through, a lot of times people call, they're like, hey, I have a ticket, you know, from a week ago, right?
Right.
And you're like, okay, what's the ticket number? They don't know it.
Right.
But that's fine. It's, you know, it's common. You can look it up by their name. It'll
Yeah.
bring up all their tickets.
Yeah.
Even as something as like, do you know what it was about? Or like, oh, my iPad wasn't working, right? You can even just type in like iPad, you know, and a date and
Yeah.
it'll bring up what it knows.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And you can
Wow.
get kind of granular like that.
Yeah.
So if it's specific problems, you can look it up,
Mhm.
ticket numbers, even easier, and names.
Yeah.
So that's a huge thing. Easy Vista, it's very user friendly.
Mhm.
You know, it's easy for us and it's also easier for on the user side.
Right.
Like you said, when they're inputting their own tickets.
Yeah.
Heat self-service, it served its purpose
Right.
and it worked.
Yeah.
But this one's a lot easier to follow.
Yeah.
And you can even, like on the user side,
Mhm.
you can follow up with tickets yourself. Where is it? You know,
Right.
who has it? How long has it been? It's a lot easier instead of like, you don't have to call us. You still can
Right.
and we'll still help you.
Yes.
But if you want to skip that whole part, you have the option, which
Right.
is great.
And that's the whole foundation of ITIL, which is the standards, the technology standards that you try to kind of abide by
Mhm.
when you're servicing larger organizations, is to decrease the amount of phone calls that are coming in and increase the amount of self-service calls. This is not because, like you said, this is not because we don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
No, it's because we want to empower you to be able to more quickly get your work order submitted, and so that we can more quickly service you guys, because we have something called SLAs, and those are service level agreements with our customers that say, we guarantee you we'll have this work done within a certain amount of time,
Mhm.
right? And that's what we're working towards now that we have Easy Vista and the ability to do those things. Last question I've got for you all. There is a knowledge base in Easy Vista now. It's growing, right? So it probably doesn't have everything that we wish it would have, right? But aside from the knowledge base, is there a helpful tip that you'd like to share with the folks that call into the help desk that might be an easy fix for them, or something that you're like, oh man, if I could tell everybody this right now, that would just help somebody?
Well, something I guess in terms of if they're calling us,
Yeah.
it'll make it a lot quicker if they have that information already like pre-written down. So like NIC tag of your device, location,
Right.
date
Room
when
number.
the issue started,
Room number.
Room number.
very important.
Yeah. That's a big one. That's a good one. You build that one up quick, man, because countless times it's like, let me check, let me look around it, let me look at, but yeah, if you get that information, it's not for us, right? It's for you. That'll make the call go quicker to get you off the phone and
Right.
get your issue addressed.
Yeah, because a lot of times, teachers they're busy,
Yeah.
and you hear the kids in the back and, you don't want to take up a whole lot of their time.
Right.
A lot of times you want to make it quick and snappy.
Yeah.
Of course, if they need to, we'll take the time.
Yeah.
Like I've been on, I think my longest call I've been on is like 2 hours, 30 minutes.
Wow.
So we'll take that time if needed, but
Yeah.
the goal is to make it short and service your needs. So
Right.
we kind of want to make it as quick as possible for them, not
Yeah.
just for us.
Right.
Awesome. That is a simple one. That is a quick and easy one. Do y'all have any questions for me? Do y'all have anything else you'd like to add to this interview?
None that I can think of other than when can I be back next?
Yeah, 100%.
It's really fun. I love it.
Cool.
That's great.
Yeah, so great opportunities. I'd love to meet with you and have more of a long form conversation. And yeah, man, it's great. I'll put you down. All right, we'll
Sounds
play it
good.
out with the help desk, official help desk music. Thank you all so much. I appreciate y'all. Have a great day.
All right. Thank you.